Hi folks, I'm Rob Pudner with Thurston County Public Works. Welcome to Talkin' Trash, where we answer your questions and try to make a little bit more sense out of all things recycling and garbage. Now, a quick reminder before we get started, you can find answers to most of your questions by visiting the Recycle Guide or the Yard and Food Waste Guide for either LeMay or City of Olympia, depending on who your waste hauler is. Or you can visit wheredoitakemy.org, type in a material, and find out more information about what to do with it. That being said, this program is run on your questions, so feel free to send us a message either through Facebook, Twitter, or email thurstonsolidwaste@co.thurston.wa.us. This week, we're talking about aluminum foil and propane tanks. Now, a lot of folks have been outside lately barbecuing, camping. They're putting food on the grill and they're wrapping it up in foil. So they've got one of these two things, or maybe both, that they need to figure out what to do with afterwards. So our question right now comes from Terry, who writes to us, I need some confirmation help. Can you confirm for me that there is no recycling for aluminum foil in Thurston County at this time? So the quick answer to that, Terry, is you're correct. Aluminum foil is not accepted for recycling in Thurston County right now. It had been in the past, years ago, but materials, technologies, and requirements have all changed, and the recyclers don't want it right now. So the best thing you can do with it is put it in the trash. People sometimes ask us in response to that is, well, what if it's clean? What if I wash it out? It's not dirty or anything. And even if it's brand new and never been used, it's still not accepted for recycling. Aluminum foil, it's just a different type of metal than aluminum cans. Every type of metal has its own properties that are specific to that use. And the thin foil that's used, or thin aluminum that's made for foil, or the to-go containers, the baking trays, that's all got a lower melting point. And so if it goes through the traditional recycling process, it can actually burn up and not be usable. That is a great reminder, though, that as much as we would love to have a recycling list that stays the same forever, it does change from time to time. So it's really a good idea to check it at least once a year. If you haven't checked it in a while, go ahead and give it another look. Every couple of months, it's a good idea. It doesn't change that often, but sometimes it's good to just remember what's exactly on it. So now that we know that aluminum foil is not accepted for recycling in Thurston County, let's talk about some alternatives to that. If you want to skip the foil altogether, there are some options out there for you. If you're looking to cover a container, you just want to wrap up some food, you can use beeswax wrap to either cover a container or wrap that food itself. You can use silicone covers for bowls and cups, or you can use any kind of lidded container as a storage container, such as an old yogurt tub that has a lid. Just clean it out, put your food in it, stick it in the fridge. Or for baking, you can use heat-tolerant glass containers such as Pyrex or silicone baking mats. Those can all help eliminate the use of single-use foil. Okay, our next question comes from Dave, and he asks, do you recycle the small camping propane tanks? Well, Dave, when it comes to propane tanks in general, if it's designed to be reused and it can be reused, refilled, we recommend that you continue to do so as long as you can. But if you've got one that's unusable and unwanted, definitely don't put it in the garbage or the recycling. Instead, you want to take that to Hazo House in Lacey, where they'll evacuate it, scrap it as metal recycling for free. This includes both the small camping style propane tanks as well as the larger backyard barbecue style tanks. Now, the reason that you don't want to put it in the garbage or the recycling at home or at work is because garbage and recycling trucks, they crush everything that's inside of them. And when they do that, that can actually cause a fire if there's anything left, even just some fumes in the compressed gas canister or tank. So when that happens, that can cause a fire, which is a hazard to the driver, the truck itself, or anybody else that's on the road, which could be you or me. Okay, a quick reminder before we go. There will be free community paper shredding events coming up later this month, one in Lacey and one in Yelm. These are both scheduled for Saturday, October 16th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. These are hosted by LeMay Mobile Shredding, and so you can find out more details at LeMayMobileShredding.com. That's it for this week's episode of Talkin' Trash. Thanks for joining us, and remember to send us those questions. We'll see you next week for a totally different topic about waste.